We did that before. Or do you want to try something like Beast You by Me?
Let's get spicy.
Huh?
Beast. Oh, it's by the Beastie Boys. Are we doing Beastie Boys?
I think you're too far.
Are we doing Beastie Boys? Someone answer.
I don't think we're doing Beastie Boys.
We're not playing Beastie Boys.
But we are.
We are doing Beastie Boys?
Yeah.
Great.
Just by me.
It's more that way, but not as maybe as far as
There's some nasty notes. What is this? It's mystery.
Did that ever work? You can take some of this stuff down if you want to.
This part's easy.
Nice and relaxed.
Get the way through it.
If tuba's not down far enough, you can take it down. Or whatever. Nice and cozy feeling.
Second.
She's like,
Okay. One. Well, we can go to the next page, hornpipe, or we can do make a sangaleader, or we can do...
Hornpipe is right here, so let's do hornpipe. Yeah, hornpipe.
What do you have a suggestion?
No,
I
she
suggest
was
hornpipe.
saying things.
What time is it? It's time for
Oh, we're
hornpipe.
doing hornpipe though.
4:26.
Let's do hornpipe.
Hornpipe.
I got time for that.
more minutes until then. So,
2 more minutes, I think, sitting.
you want to do Banka?
Well, if we sit for 2 minutes, we won't run over 4:30, which I'm guessing they'll be happy.
Yeah, I don't want to run over. And also, my face needs a break. Why not? They're lined up all the way down there.
Should we just play us like some Charlie Etude?
Off the top of my head. You want me to try that?
You want me to? I'll try.
I bet I got Charlie A2 in here somewhere.
So I just haven't logged out. I need to get the book, but someone definitely copied that one for me, and I have that.
How do you like the top tone?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like us with bass clef, it doesn't annoy me, but like we use
How do you like the saxa transposition?
like having them
I
learn
hate
bass clef.
transposition work
That would be
because it's just the
yeah,
worst.
like trumpets and bass
But
clef.
like, it is a good book for it.
I think that somebody who's interested in jazz would be like totally glomming onto that. Like,
You'd think, but I mean, I hate it because of how mentally involved it is
Like
for the entire
physics,
thing.
statistics.
And it's just like I can't quite process it fast enough to be able to play it through it fluidly by sight.
She even asked
And so it's just like,
good.
4:30.
but
We go.
that.
She said she wanted to speak.
I will go HD.
Okay. Okay, one bar for nothing. 1, 2.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. My name is Simon Taverner, and it is my honor to serve as Executive Associate Dean of the College of Natural Sciences. On behalf of the faculty and staff of the college, I would like to welcome you to our Fall 2019 Commencement Ceremony. Please stand as the Air Force ROTC Wing Walker Honor Guard presents the colors, and join our student musicians from the School of Music, Theatre and Dance in singing our national anthem.
You do have to stand close. You might have to get a little closer. You don't sound well.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, give proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
I would like to ask you to please remain standing. We would like to begin our ceremony this afternoon with an acknowledgement of the origins of the land upon which our university was built. Colorado State University acknowledges, with respect, that the land we are on today is the traditional and ancestral homelands of the Arapaho, Cheyenne, and Ute nations and peoples. This was also the site of trade, gathering, and healing for numerous other native tribes. We recognize the indigenous peoples as original stewards of this land and all the relatives within it. As these words of acknowledgement are spoken and heard, the ties nations have to their traditional homelands are renewed and affirmed. CSU is founded as a land-grant institution, and we accept that our mission must encompass access to education and inclusion. And significantly, that our founding came at a dire cost to Native nations and peoples whose land this university was built upon. This acknowledgement is the education and inclusion we must practice in recognizing our institutional history, responsibility, and commitment. Please be seated. I would now like to introduce to you to the members of the Platform Party and recognize them for the roles they play in making CSU a great university. I will ask each person to rise and remain standing throughout the introductions. Please hold your applause until all have been introduced. First, our department chairs. Dr. Laurie Stargill, Chair of Biochemistry. Dr. Michael Antolin, Chair of Biology. Dr. Matthew Shores, Chair of Chemistry. Dr. Craig Partridge, Chair of Computer Science. Dr. Kenneth McLaughlin, Chair of Mathematics. Dr. Jacob Roberts, Chair of Physics. Dr. Don Rojas, Chair of Psychology. Dr. Don Estep, Professor of Statistics and University Distinguished Professor. And in the front row, Dr. Alan Knapp, Professor of Biology, University Distinguished Professor. Dr. Melissa Reynolds, Associate Dean for Research. Dr. Lisa Dyslexky, Associate Dean for Undergraduate Programs. Dr. Don Michaels, Director of the University Honors Programs. Dr. Jovan Fisher, Professor of Biology and our commencement speaker. President Joyce McConnell, 15th President of Colorado State University. Dr. Jan Nerger, Dean of the College of Natural Sciences. Let us recognize these extraordinary leaders. Oh, gee whiz. Please be seated. Our college is committed to providing the highest quality education for our undergraduate and graduate students. The strength of the college and its programs is due to the commitment and dedication of our faculty. I have the honor of serving with a wonderful group of dedicated scholars, teachers, and mentors, and I know firsthand the great satisfaction and pride they feel in the accomplishment of today's graduates. Will our faculty members attending today please rise so we may recognize and thank you for your talents and dedication. Please be seated. And now I am pleased to introduce to you Professor Jan Nerger, Dean of the College of Natural Sciences.
Thanks, Simon. Good afternoon. On behalf of the Board of Governors and our faculty and administration, it's my great pleasure to welcome our graduates and all of you assembled here to the College of Natural Sciences commencement ceremony. Golly, I will get it. Commencement ceremony. Class of 2019, you have long anticipated this day. Some with eagerness, some with anxiety, some with a kind of complicated mix of emotions. But whatever you are feeling here this afternoon, you deserve to hold a keen sense of pride. You have done it. Yes, and especially Rico. I think. So it's a very special day indeed. Not only, you might not realize this, but this is the last CSU commencement ceremony of the decade, and it is yours. It is also winter solstice, a time to celebrate the light, new beginnings. And that's exactly what this is for you graduates. It's a time to reflect on the past, but it's also a time to think about the new adventures that await you. So I'm pleased to introduce to you our commencement speaker, Professor Jovan Fisher. Dr. Von Fisher is a professor and the associate chair of the Department of Biology here at Colorado State University. He earned his bachelor's degree in biology from Augustana College in Sioux Falls, and his PhD in ecology and evolutionary biology at Cornell. He completed postdoctoral research at Princeton University, and he joined the faculty here in 2003. He is an ecosystems ecologist whose research seeks to understand the human and natural forces that give the atmosphere its greenhouse gas composition. He studies soil microbial processes that metabolize carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, and methane, yielding new insights into the greenhouse gas emissions by ecosystems, from tropical forests in Panama to the Arctic tundra in Alaska. He has another applied research angle with the Environmental Defense Fund, and he has received quite a bit of press for this. Dr. Von Fischer devised a clever way to map natural gas leaks using monitors on Google Street View cars. This novel approach described in his recent TEDx talk has been used by natural gas utilities to better map the size and location of natural gas leaks in 15 US cities, including New York, Chicago, and Los Angeles. In his role as Associate Chair of Biology, Dr. Von Fischer helps to coordinate the undergraduate program. He teaches classes at the graduate and undergraduate levels. Some of you here might recognize him from your Life 103 class, for example. He advises undergraduate and graduate students in his research. He's garnered more than $2 million in research funding, and he's received awards for his teaching and his mentoring of students. He is also extremely well known for his enthusiasm, energy, and love of science. He's talking behind me because his attention kind of wanders like this, and he'll talk to you a lot about caffeine. He caffeinated right before coming. The title of his address to you is What Methane Taught Me About Love and Curiosity. Dr. Von Fischer.
Volume. I will rock this place. You ready? Thank you, Dean Nerger. How's that? Is that good? Right on. I can't reach the dial from here. You decide. Thank you, Dean Nerger. Graduates, or soon-to-be graduates of Colorado State University, I offer you my most enthusiastic congratulations. Proud families and friends of these graduates, I congratulate you too for supporting these amazing people. They have completed their degrees in the College of Natural Sciences, and aren't they all just wonders of nature? I stand here before you truly humbled at this awesome sight, this Moby Arena. Just look around you and share in my amazement. Can you believe how many air molecules there are here with us? If you reach out around you, you too can touch the air. You can fan yourself with it. It's so cool. You could put some in your hands. You could share some with a friend, a neighbor. Woohoo! Air. What is this stuff? You've probably heard that air is a mixture of many types of gases. If you're curious about air, you can read about it in Wikipedia and find this table, this list, with the concentration of each gas. Air is 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen. There's some water vapor in here with us. There's argon, neon, helium, methane, and so on goes the list. I think myself that it's kind of funny that Wikipedia would market itself as a place to get answers. Because when I go there, all it does for me is raise more questions. I look at that table of gases, that list with gases and their concentrations, and it makes me wonder, why are the gases present in this particular order and concentration and not some other? How does nature work to make the table the way it is? To me, a list of gases like that raises way more questions than it answers. When I was in graduate school, I started studying methane. And along the way, it evolved from being an object of curiosity into being my favorite gas. As you might imagine, a lot of people gave me a hard time for being a methane scientist. You tell people at a party, hey, I study methane, and you guess what the first word that comes to their mouth is? Yes, farts. I get it. It's funny. Methane is the butt of many jokes, if you will. But after a while, I started to get a little sad about the fart jokes. People had this preconceived notion that has kept them from appreciating the beauty of something that I really like. I don't usually say it this plainly in front of like 2,000 people, but I do actually love methane. I have a strong, positive emotional attachment to a gas, this gas in particular. And I get that this seems dorky at a minimum and maybe a little weird, so let me clarify. Methane is this stunning little jewel of a molecule. 1 carbon atom and 4 hydrogen atoms. Methane is shaped like an elegant little 4-pointed pyramid. Those carbon-hydrogen bonds are positively packed with energy that we release when we burn natural gas, which is mostly methane. Yet methane, this high-energy molecule, is incredibly stable, such that it can persist for millions of years when it's trapped in rock formations deep underground. A fascinating thing about methane's hydrogen and carbon atoms, all tightly bonded together like they are, is how they vibrate like little balls on a string. It just so happens that the methane molecule vibrates at a specific frequency that exactly matches the frequency of heat photons that are emitted by the Earth heading up towards space. Same tone. And which is what makes methane a greenhouse gas. I mean, what fascinating features. How could you not love a gas like that? So many appealing details. When I meditate about methane, and yes, I really do that, I try to vividly imagine what are the conditions like when the methane molecule is formed and when it breaks apart at the end of its life. I focus on the origin and fate of methane because those processes determine methane's abundance in the atmosphere. And when my meditation has given me some specific questions, my lab and I, we then conduct experiments that, for example, help us to visualize the cradle where methane molecules are born into existence. When these experiments are done, we listen to the data very carefully so we can hear what nature is whispering to us about itself. These data have revealed the function of tiny metabolic forges in soils where much of Earth's methane originates. As a scientist, I've discovered that when you review data, you have to be humble and completely open-minded, because if you come up to the system with your preconceived notions, your stereotypes, or overconfidence that you already know how it works, you'll surely miss something. And missing things creates a barrier to clear and accurate understanding of the system. As nature slowly reveals itself in one experiment after the next, I can better imagine the lives of tiny methane metabolizing microbes. And from their behavior and understanding their lives, I get a glimpse into how much methane the atmosphere may hold in the future. I see this scientific process as a kind of one-sided courtship. It's an ever-deepening human awareness and appreciation of the natural world. Scientists express their curiosity thoughtfully, ever hopeful that today's inquiry will bring us into more deeper understanding, a more intimate understanding of the true workings of nature. In me, this appreciation, this intimate understanding of nature, it stirs up a kind of affection that I call love. I do love methane. I think it's fascinating, and in expressing my curiosity about it, I've come to love it even more. I'll tell you something. When I look around, I notice that this room is not just filled with air molecules, but there are an awful lot of people in here too. Did you see them all? If you look around, did you see all the people in this room here with us? Do you ever wonder what their lives are like? I find that just like the table of gases in Wikipedia, that list of gases and their concentrations, when I look out over a sea of faces, I am curious to know about people's lives. I've been wondering lately, what would it do if we apply this thoughtful, scientific curiosity to our relationships with people? I'd like you to try something with me. Will you? Will you look out and pick one person who's far away to look at, someone you've never seen before? Take a moment to pick one person out. Now look at that person and be politely curious about them. Who are they? What are their joys? What are their hopes? What does this person want for themselves? What are the barriers that they face? What are this person's opportunities? What has been their history? What might be their future? Great, thank you. Now, pull your mind away from that person so far away and cast your eyes down on your own shoes. Somebody, somewhere, even farther away than that last person, made those shoes. We can wonder, too, what their lives are like. There are people out there whose lives are connected to ours, and people will never meet. Now really ask yourself, what if we were curious about each other with the same thoughtful open-mindedness that we try to do in science? What if we treated each person who we've met and who we've never met as a wonder of nature? And what if we as a society spent time wondering about each other? For me, my curiosity about methane has deepened my appreciation of it and my affection for it. Graduates of Colorado State University's College of Natural Science, proud families, and friends of these graduates, I have a hypothesis. My hypothesis, and I would love to have you help me test it as a society, is that if we spend time being curious about the wonder of nature that is each person, that we might grow in affection and compassion, and that would be a wonder of nature too. Thank you.
And Joe, we have a nice gift for you. It's not coffee, it's filled with methane gas. So we are so fortunate today to have Joyce McConnell, the 15th president of Colorado State University, joining us this afternoon. President McConnell, it would be our great honor to have you address our graduates.
I love that enthusiasm. Can you hear me okay? Good. If you can't, give me the signal. So good afternoon, everyone. First, welcome to the family and friends of those whose hard work at Colorado State we honor with today's ceremony. I know how meaningful it is to have the people you care about and who care about you on hand to help you celebrate this important day. I also want to recognize and commend the faculty and the staff of the College of Natural Sciences, especially Jan Nerger, Dean, Executive Associate Dean Simon Tavener, Associate Dean Lisa Disleski, and Associate Dean Melissa Reynolds. I know all of you have been not only teachers, but mentors, counselors, allies, and friends during the academic journeys that culminate today. I am delighted to be here to celebrate today's graduates, and I believe that this is the point at which most people say, you are tomorrow's leaders. But I'm gonna say, you are today's leaders, because every one of you have led in a different way while you have been here at Colorado State University, and I cannot thank you enough for everything that you have done as members of this community. As members of Colorado State University's Fall 2019 graduating class, you receive your degrees during CSU's sesquicentennial year, or what we've been calling our 150th birthday. This date means that your achievements open a new chapter in our long, proud history. You also are graduating from a college known for innovative programs in the foundational sciences, for its commitment to the principles of inclusiveness and integrity, for excellence in educating innovators, and for generating new knowledge to improve people's lives. The diversity of academic disciplines represented in this college, biology, chemistry, biochemistry and molecular biology, computer science, mathematics, statistics, physics, and psychology, also means an equally exciting diversity of skills and experience. Whether you are highly analytical or tend toward synthesis, whether you focus on detail and can glean meaning from fragments of information, or use crucial details to paint a bigger picture of our world, you are needed. Our world needs you. The education you have received here at CSU will set you apart. By understanding your disciplines at a deep level, you will be able to take that knowledge and apply it in virtually any field, addressing some of our world's most complex and perplexing challenges. And I know, because you went to CSU, you'll do this with compassion, a sense of humor, optimism, and a belief in the power of community, things all of you have experienced firsthand as members of the CSU family. As you transition from college to career, you'll also discover that your learning isn't coming to an end. In many ways, it's just a beginning, and that's why we call this commencement. A rapidly changing world means the size and scope of the challenges you'll face also will continue to evolve. So, I have a charge for you today. Whatever you do next, wherever your journey takes you, do one thing for yourself, for me, for your families and friends and children, and for CSU. Own your brilliance. Each of you will remain a valued member of the larger CSU community, one of the brilliant minds and great hearts that extend across our nation and around the world. Today, more than ever, our world needs your brilliance and your great hearts. Our CSU community has a powerful, shining, bold spirit, one of hope and optimism that will not be dimmed by any challenges. For 150 years, we have endured, growing brighter and stronger, particularly in the face of challenge. So, let's own that brilliance and shine together, today, tomorrow, and far into the future. I cannot wait to see where your journeys take you, how your CSU education will help change the world. And you must keep in touch and tell us all that you have done for our world. Thank you.
Thank you, President McConnell. The academic sector of Colorado State University is composed of 8 colleges and the graduate school. The College of Natural Sciences is composed of 8 departments, and the Bachelor of Science degree is awarded in 13 different majors. Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree from all our academic departments please rise? President McConnell, it is my pleasure to present to you these students who have completed all of the requirements established by the various departments, the college, and the university for the Bachelor of Science degree. The Faculty Council has recommended to the Board of Governors of the CSU system that these candidates receive the Bachelor of Science degree in their respective disciplines, and the Board of Governors officially voted to confer these degrees. It would be our honor to have you, President of Colorado State University, officially confer the degrees.
It is my sincere honor to formally declare, on behalf of and with the authority of the Board of Governors of the Colorado State University System, I hereby confer the Bachelor of Science degree on each of you, together with all of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereunto. Let us all recognize the achievements of this amazing group of students. On behalf of the entire CSU community, congratulations. Please be seated.
Thank you, Dean Nerger and President McConnell. An important tradition in academia is the tassel switch. It symbolizes one's transition from candidate to graduate. Before conferral of your bachelor degree, the tassel is worn on the right side of your mortarboard. Now that your degrees have been officially conferred, I ask each of you to please move your tassels to the left. Congratulations. In a few moments, our fall 2019 graduates will receive their diploma covers. At that time, we will also recognize those students who, through their academic achievements, have received various academic honors and distinctions. A few words are in order to better appreciate the accomplishments of these students. Students earning the cum laude designation have distinguished themselves through outstanding academic performance during their time at CSU. Their GPA is in the top 10% of their graduating class. Cum laude is a Latin expression meaning with praise, but in this context, a more appropriate translation is with distinction. Those students graduating summa cum laude, or with highest distinction, are students in the top 1% with a GPA of 3.99 or better. Students designated magna cum laude, or with great distinction, make up the next 3% of the class, with a GPA above 3.94. And those designated cum laude constitute the next 6% with a GPA above 3.83. Those students are wearing golden gowns or a gold cord over a green honors gown. The University Honors Program offers a challenging and rewarding curriculum for outstanding students, and all honors students must maintain at least a 3.5 cumulative GPA. These students are wearing green gowns and bachelor hoods. Will the summa cum laude, magna cum laude, and honors program graduates please stand or raise your hand so that we may applaud your extraordinary accomplishments. Please be seated. Student achievement is also recognized by initiation in various honor societies, all of which require achieving and maintaining a high GPA. Our graduates are members of many honor societies. I ask those students who belong to an honor society to rise or raise your hands so that we may applaud your achievements. Please be seated. In addition, we would like to recognize students completing the Teaching Licensure Program. Historically, CSU graduates more science and mathematics teachers than any other college or university in the state. Blue cords signify those students who are licensed as middle and high school science and mathematics teachers. Will you please rise or raise your hand so we may recognize your dedication to teaching future generations? Please be seated. The Dean's Office wishes to recognize those students who have enriched their education in the sciences by completing a second major outside the College of Natural Sciences. The Academic Enrichment Award was established to honor these students for the breadth of education they have obtained. Each of these students will be mailed a certificate from the Dean. Would students with a second major outside our college please rise or raise your hand so that we may recognize your achievements? Please be seated. Another group the college would like to recognize is our first-generation students. First-generation students are students whose parents have not completed a bachelor's degree. These students are a point of pride for all of us. Will our first-generation graduates and our faculty here in attendance who are themselves first-generation graduates please stand so that we may applaud your success? Please be seated. Shortly, we will begin the diploma distribution. You, our newest graduates, will be introduced by Professor Jacob Roberts and receive your diplomas recovers from the President. We're changing it up. Oh. There's a bit of a communication breakdown here, but we'll get there. You will receive your diploma covers from Dean Jan Nerger. You will then be congratulated by and your photo will be taken with the President McConnell and congratulated by the chair of your major department. Dr. Don Michaels will congratulate our honors program graduates. Faculty from your department will greet you as you proceed off the stage. You will have your individual picture taken, pick up your gift from the college, and then return to your seat. And now, on to the most important part of this afternoon's celebration, marshals. Please escort our Fall 2019 graduates to the platform.
In just a moment, I'll present the Fall 2019 graduates of the College of Natural Sciences, but first, let me make a couple of announcements. Guests attending our ceremony are reminded not to block the view of others by standing or by taking photographs at the railing and to refrain from the use of air horns. Graduates will receive digital images from the professional photographer approximately 3 days after the ceremony. This is your commencement. We invite you to take photographs during the distribution of diplomas, but please do so in an orderly manner. Graduates will proceed across the stage by major, beginning with applied computing technology. Honors graduates will lead each department. Graduates, if you're the first person in your major, please let me know when you reach the microphone. I will announce each new major and then each graduate's name. And now, it is with great pleasure that I present to you the Fall 2019 graduates of the College of Natural Sciences. Graduates receiving a Bachelor of Science in Applied Computing Technology. Is it Rule? Zachary Rule. Brandon Burton. Miro Radosavovich. Adhiraj Pathak. Paul Caracciolo. Now recognizing graduates with a degree in biochemistry and molecular biology. Rachel Ann Kalklo. Joshua Perkel. Jesse David Turner. Gavin Tate Devlin. Alex Rhodes. Jackson Paul Choate. Now recognizing students graduating with a degree in biological science. Megan Ryan McRae. John Arthur Reed. Samantha Lavender Mullenhauer. Lindsay Nicole Bailey. Madeline Michelle Brill. Megan Annie Mosbar. Michaela Marie Wild. Sandra Denise Perez. Brianna Ruiz. Selena Rose Aginaga. Marley Caitlin Weber. Emily Nicole Foisey. Ashley Lynn Stoddard. Ellie Mariko Wilmot. Bridget Katie Gruel. Christina Ariana Bracken. Hayden William Simons. Stevelyn Nicholas Chu. Guillermo Iglesias Perez. Keely Alyssa Shefflin. Megan Elisa Johnson. Catherine Elizabeth DeRoche. Rachel Kelly Wolf. Nicholas Trent Burning. Noah Aaron Schoenberger. Mary Bridget Hyde. Earl Cordell Sunblad. Cheyenne Sierra Bird. Yusef Hamdan. Isabella Gabrielle Navarro. Marissa Davidson. Sonia Garcia. Malachi Brian Peterson Hester.
This is an H, Bunnell.
Bunnell.
Yes.
Samantha Jane Bunnell. Caitlin Elizabeth Tulp. Gwendolyn Rose Cahill. Madison Hannah Driggs. Casey Lynn Harrison. Jacob Daniel McQuaid. Azriel Hutchinson. Shenxing Zhang. Haoyu Wang. Reem Baraka. Brianna Lee Sargent. Daniela Chisholm Lagos. Nathan Paul Castle. We'll now recognize graduates with a degree in chemistry. Zishan Fan. Jared Steele Snook. Alexander Everett Belter. Lance Johann Brodner. Sean Christopher Hart. Zachary Allen Slusher. We'll now recognize graduates with a degree in computer science. Derek Brady Harder. Edward Ricardo Lee, Jr. Joseph Nathan Gelfen. Matthew David Schultz. Casey Allen Gesseman. Adam David Briles. Cassidy Lynn Skorcheski. Ethan Cameron Hendricks. Caleb Donald Welsh. Chanso He. Firan Wang. Jeffrey Drains Bradley. Samuel David Stobalar. Rico Porter, Jr. Daniel Luakaleke Cook. Colin Adam Kitten. Dennis Lee Reed. Brett Egan. Paul Barstead. Austin Brent Thompson. Evan Earl Cunahan. Sharon Zhu. Shi Cheng. Josiah Lopez. Bruce Norman Darcy. Sean Garrett Thunquist. Jeremy Collier Lesser. Brian Pina Estrada. Carter Jack Ross. Josette Grinslide. Susanna Quantz Kyler. Maritza Gonzalez. Swagakalechmi H. Abigail Marie Richter. Aislinn Judith Jeske. Nathan Dunn. David Wells. Alexander Michael Bailey. Brian Robert Crane. Evan Jackson Steiner. Kartika Sharan. Wen Chi. Timothy Patrick Rooney. We'll now recognize graduates with a degree in mathematics. Hadil Salah Azmat Abdel Ghani. Waylon Jepson. Dana Julia Dormus. Hatteras Ann Dunton. Brianna Lynn Wood. Mackenzie Joe Doherty. Corey Allen DeSantis. Oliver Shanklin. Tyler Matthew Steffens.
Let's go!
Emily Heeman. Paul Arthur Scanlon. Matthew Joseph Gorman. Samuel McCrossan. Noah Scott Otterstetter. Qingya Li. Hang Yu. Brian Jacob Frericks. Michaela LaFay Kimsey. Lizeth Aryayano. We'll now recognize graduates with a degree in natural sciences. Lauren Amanda Caldwell. Nicholas Hathaway Scudder. Gabrielle Ann Smith. We'll now recognize graduates with a degree in physics. Damon Scott Hadlick. Lauren Eisenhower. Kira Nicole Thibault. Chad Volk. Paris Hunter Powell. Yurki Sarakov. We'll now recognize graduates with a degree in psychology. Juliana Torres. Rebecca May Rushalelli. Jasmine Victoria Wahardo. Andrea Tackman. Mia Jean Carey. Allison Aker. Kira Danielle Butler. Ashley Lorraine Carter. Annalicia Shane McAllister. Trevor Willis Lopkoff. Kyle Robert Falconer. Vinay Nayak. Peyton Gentry. Carla Elizabeth Martinez Gonzalez. Mallory Page Radcliffe. Isabella Ann Terrell. Catherine Lee Lemberger. Hannah Michelle Gray. Antonio Rodriguez. Vaughn Curtis Wilson. Galen Elizabeth Ashley. Carly Dawn Rambo. Hannah Amy Tawney. Allison Wober. Evan Higgins. Michaela Lee Massanetz. Cynthia Catherine Chu. Peyton Elizabeth Reeves. Sean Christopher Hoddle. And then Jonathan David Grimes. Danielle Nicole Lowry. Megan Nicole Castle. Lily Kovacevic. Lauren Nicole Tracy. Adriana Michelle Graybeal. Kira Marie Zimmerman. Christine Donley. Erin Shannon Hulse. Fabiola Robles Saints. Welburn Fortson. Chris Eric Lamb. Erin Elizabeth Anderson. Shelby Richland. Camille Elizabeth Long. Kaylee Elizabeth Mahoney. Erica Nicole Howard. Ashley Ruiz. Julius Rory Philpott. We'll now recognize graduates with a degree in zoology. Parker Trifoletti. Kelsey Renee Dawson. Claire Julianne Messmer. Sarah Jeanette Lissick. Cody Wyrock. Elise Ann Oxenford. Anya Marie Repka. Amy Christine Elberfeld. Dominique Michelle Thigpen. Taylor Lee Kennard. Wing Bill Billy Poon. Kaylee Ann Dardano. Sarah Catherine Hayes.
All right, good afternoon, graduates. My name is Lisa Disleski, and I serve as the Associate Dean for Undergraduate Programs in the college. And I am also a graduate of Colorado State University. I am sure that you are excited and proud to have reached this point, and we are all excited and proud for you. I also know that some of you are feeling a little sentimental about leaving CSU, and maybe a little bit nervous about taking that next big step, moving away from what may have been the greatest times of your life so far, time spent at Colorado State University. But it is now that you begin writing your next chapter, tackling your next big adventure and living your purpose. Each one of you came to CSU from a different place, and each one of you has a different future ahead. But no matter what happens, you all have one very important thing in common with each other and more than 250,000 others out there who have come before you. You are now all alumni of Colorado State University. You join scientists and poets, teachers and engineers, food producers, care providers and entrepreneurs, people who are working every day to make this world a better place. And while you may be leaving this campus, be assured that your university will not leave you. No matter where your personal or professional journey takes you, know that your department and college, professors and advisors, and the CSU Alumni Association will continue to be here for you every step of the way. So I am happy to be the first to welcome you to the alumni family, Congratulations on a job well done, and go Rams.
When I look over the floor here and see all of the students and faculty in our academic regalia, it's all too easy to think that this event is about us, and that you up in the arena stands are only an audience for our celebration, but of course that is far from the truth. Your support and guidance has provided the foundation for their successes, and we are forever grateful for the many gifts that you have given our students, not the least of which is seeing them to this point in their education. I ask now that the parents, partners, family, and friends assembled here please rise so that we can applaud you. Please be seated. So giving the closing remarks to a graduating class is an honor, but it's also a rather daunting task. I'm in the enviable position of providing you the last official words that you will hear as a class from CSU faculty and administration. I need to take this responsibility seriously. I mean, what if you actually remembered even something that I had to say? The message should be important, it should be positive, and it should probably involve a homework assignment. So I decided to draw from a freshman seminar course I taught some years ago on the topic of vision and art, exploring how paintings of the topic of the great artists can inform our understanding of the underlying neural mechanisms of our visual system. The story I want to relay to you examines the work of French Impressionist Claude Monet. Look at that, I got a picture up. Claude Monet is best remembered for his iconic paintings of the Japanese footbridge and the water lilies in his garden, his haystacks and cathedrals. He's known for painting the same images over and over again at different times of the day under very different lighting conditions. From early on in his career, he rejected the traditional methods of painting and didn't want to paint what he knew was there, but rather what he actually saw. He painted the world through his set of lenses. In this case, literal lenses in his eyes. But then as he aged, he developed cataracts, a clouding and discoloration in the lens of his eye, and he continued painting what he saw. And as his cataracts progressively worsened, his paintings correspondingly changed. And I've tried to show you a couple examples up on the screen. His paintings became more abstract, and he used broader brushstrokes and a palette of more oranges and reds, and many, many fewer instances of greens and blues. The effects of the cataracts were filtering out those short wavelengths. And since he painted what he saw, we have an impression of what that cataract filter was. In 1923, his cataract was removed from his right eye, and his post-operative works started to become more and more to resemble his paintings in his early years. The delicate color schemes, the delicate blues and greens began to return. Now, why am I telling you this story besides it's incredibly interesting and because one of our marshals, Dr. Vicki Volbrecht, studies just this thing? I suppose in some ways Monet is my methane. I love Monet. But my point is that we perceive and we react to the world we live in through our lenses and our filters. Some filters are physiological, like cataracts, but some filters are psychological. And these filters change over time with our experiences and the judgments that we make. The world we all live in today is complex. Issues of free speech and hate speech stresses our campus conversations. We are being inundated by the media on stories that challenge our sense of justice and morality. And as you leave CSU, though, I'm confident you are prepared to take on these challenges. You're looking at the world through a different set of lenses than when you arrived here on campus. It's a view that's informed by your education and your experiences. You're part of the CSU community, and you should continue to live according to our 5 principles of community: inclusion, respect, service, social justice, integrity. We have 5 principles of community. 3 is not enough. But you do get extra credit if you go for a 6th. But those 5 are important, and I want you to practice all 5 all the time. You are our alumni, and you're going to carry these 5 principles with you wherever your life leads. Each of us needs to be committed to be a little kinder, a little better, to work a little harder to see the world through each other's lenses, and of course to use our voice. Not always to agree, not to disagree, but always to defend each other and to oppose hate. And as President McConnell said, own your brilliance and help shape a brighter world for us all. So now, our homework assignment. I know, you thought you were done. I want you to appreciate that we all come to a situation with different filters and lenses, and be accepting of other people's viewpoints. Be inclusive and positive with your actions. Number 2, approach life through lenses of confidence, grace, and celebration. And 3, finally, I'd like you to visit an art museum. I want you to go and see Monet and other artists and look through their lenses. And it just happens that right now down in Denver, I'm gonna make a plug for the Denver Art Museum. There's a Monet exhibit that is the largest ever in the United States, and it's the only city it's in. So if you're here over the holidays, try to visit Monet. So I wanna add my congratulations to each of you. I hope you have a wonderful weekend and an entire holiday season. I want to welcome, we have Christmas, we have Kwanzaa, we have Hanukkah all in the next few days. We have solstice, and I am going to ask one more thing for myself. Is there anybody here whose birthday is today, solstice day? Right? Me too. Happy birthday to you. Don't you love this? Congratulations.
Thank you, Jan. There are a number of people we need to thank for making today's ceremony possible. First, I would like to thank the college staff, our student employees, and our tireless announcer, Dr. Jacob Roberts. I also want to thank the faculty who are here today and our faculty marshals, Dr. Ed Deloche and Dr. Vicky Volbrecht from the Department of Psychology, and Dr. Steve Benoit from the Department of Mathematics. It's pretty good reverb. So I was just waiting for the reverb to die out. Thanks also to our soloist, Lauren Baumgardner, as well as the talented ensemble for the music that has added so much to this ceremony. And special thanks to our interpreters, Sammy Lindner and Kylie Mosel, who translated our ceremony into sign language. And once again, thank you to our platform party, President McConnell, and to Dr. Von Fischer for an inspiring commencement address. Please turn to the first page of your commencement program. Please stand or raise your hand and join us while we sing the Colorado State Alma Mater. Lauren Baumgartner will lead the singing, accompanied by an ensemble from CSU's Department of Music.
Us, Lord.
Thank you. I would like to ask the members of the audience to please remain seated while the platform group, faculty, and students have left the auditorium. Please meet your graduate outside of the building. Photographers will be circulating outside the auditorium to capture additional photographs of our graduates with their family and friends. The Grad Images staff will be wearing red vests, so they'll be highly visible and easy to locate. Find a photographer with a red vest and take some friends and family shots. Congratulations, class of 2019. Enjoy the rest of this special weekend with your family and friends.